Hello everyone. My name is Martin Ceske. I'm senior software developer in Cityco. I work for a big company that products are used by everyone here, I think. I'm not sure if I can tell which company.
You can't.
I can. I'm not telling you. So I'm not telling you. Just keep in your mind that when I will be talking about this, what I'm doing here, I'm working also for a big corporate company. That it means that they are already thinking about these things, and that's just a disclaimer. And I need to make an announcement. I am lazy. And thank God, thank God, AI is here to help us, old lazy developers. So what I wanted to tell you today, and the message that I want to bring to you, is that the world is changing, and we need to adapt to this, and we need to change together with it. So here I want to share my experience, how I use artificial intelligence in my daily work. And it's not, it will be, well, maybe it will not be so sophisticated as the previous talk, but still, this is the lessons I learned and the way I use this tool. So, as we have today, our team is Java. I show you some demo as well with my favorite language, Java. So, let's start. So, the question is, can these tools actually help in everyday development, and do they make sense, and how can we use in our work, and what can we use, and what can we share with AI tools, what is allowed to be shared. The story here is simple. We have the idea, then we have some story that we want to create, then we want to create a test, and then implement and review. If you are long enough here, you will recognize this is. What is this? What is this for? What is this called? Test-driven development. I heard somewhere TDD. So this is TDD. We're coming back to basics. In order to work efficiently and safely with AI, we need to think about guardrails. And test-driven development gives us these guardrails. So today in demo, I will show you exactly these steps, what I do and how I use it. Typical use cases, those are, and as I'm a senior, my daily work is mainly to find solutions for difficult problems, to integrate with other systems, to find why this bug is here, or not so much time I spend on new functionality, but as well, this is also part of my job. So as a developer, as a senior software developer, I need to solve problems in different domains, and maybe in some domains where I'm not very efficient and not very smart, you know. So then, these things I do, of course, for generation for tests, you know, scaffolding, all the stuff around that we need to actually run, implement those test cases. Reviewing pull requests, this is, I think most of you probably already use it in Copilot. With Copilot in GitHub, there's such a fantastic functionality. You press the button, he gives you a description what you actually wrote there, and he can explain so nicely. I can't write in description so good. And what is the nice thing about this is that you can actually control, and you can give instructions what to take into account when it's reviewing the code. Drafting documentation, that's also, of course, I think the big thing why actually you want to probably go into this, because you don't have to write the boring stuff there. Boilerplate, and of course, comparing technologies is a biggie for me. I would say that in the past 6 months I've been doing this very, very often. I take a look into some options, I I evaluate that, and he's a big help here. And he's very good. Is you can throw stack traces and logs at him. He's super good at that. I don't know why, but probably because it's LLM. Actually, a couple of days ago, he helped me find a bug in 2 minutes that I wouldn't recognize. Probably it would take me a lot of time because it was well hidden. So in order this tool to work properly, and in order to in order him to give you some reasonable response, you need to give him some reasonable context and ask questions. With the stack trace, there is simple. You can just throw at him stack trace, and he will be happy and give you a lot of information. But when you want to him to define some story or implementation, or later we'll see for tests, it's very important as well. You need a better prompts. Pay attention to prompts. You can use AI to generate those prompts. He will give you the better prompts if you ask him. There is one important thing to pay attention, it's biases. AI could be biased. What it means is that he could say something that you would agree with him. He will agree with you because it's built that way, so you would like him better. You always ask the question from the other side. If you are asking for some explanation about technology you want to use, ask from other perspective and ask why not to use it, or maybe give me other better solutions or something like that. That gives you more better responses and understanding about technology. Yeah, important. AI is not always correct. You need to verify and validate what it says. If AI says it, doesn't mean it is true. It's the same with the navigation. The map could be wrong, and you could go drive off the road. So think about it and pay attention. Be careful with that, and double check it. I love to have this analogy when I think about this as there's a manual drill and then there is a power drill. Unfortunately, AI didn't know how manual drill looks like, but this is something like that you do this way. So I will spend a lot of time trying to generate the picture, but he couldn't. Then he gave up, and I was like, took Amazon picture run, but I didn't like it, so I left it as it is. But this again means that this is not perfect tool. It's just again, this is just a tool, and use it as a tool. Automate your stuff, and you are still. What's important? You are still thinking. You are still over that. What you will build, how you will build. You are a driver here, so you are in driver's seat and you decide. So. The workflow, developer workflow then and now. So previously we would search documentation. I would call it Stack Overflow and Beeldung, if you know what I mean. Read multiple articles, experiments, and today we just ask AI. We play with it. We actually do this experimental stuff when you can actually go and really play with this, play with the idea, and then see how it will look and use it. So yeah, what's important, it doesn't change it doesn't replace the developer. It's just change a little bit how we explore solutions. This is for technology exploration. When you want to compare multiple technologies, then this is the way to go. As again, he had economized a lot of time using this tool. Because I actually have learned also from it. Because when I ask some stuff, you can especially when he gives you some options, you can look at those and then learn new things. Yeah, the stuff that they're working with, the documentation, what is the great thing is about this, for large companies and enterprises, we have Confluence. Confluence, have you heard about that? Probably everyone has. And they tend to be very big and nasty because they contain a lot of information, and every project, every team wants to have their page to contain everything that their project could be probably needing in the future. So what they tend to do, they blow up it. So there's a lot of information, and when you need to implement in the same area, in the same company, there are a lot of different kind of information for the same problem. And with Copilot, you can set it. Sorry, you can set it as a. You can connect the Confluence via MCP, and that will allow you to search this Confluence with AI, and this is more effective. Can spare you a lot of time. Yeah, again, as I mentioned, I assisted code reviews. In code reviews, the cool stuff is that you can put, similar as you, for example, for pipelines, you put the pipeline description in your project. The same way you can put those Copilot instructions for GitHub as well, that file in your project, and it will pick it up and use it as a template, as a prompt for doing those code reviews. Could be very useful. Actually, it is, especially when it gives you a description that you don't want to write on your pull request. Okay, then I will demonstrate a simple example how we create a story, how we create a test, then we implement, and then we have some reviews. So here I have prepared demo. It's just empty Spring project, nothing's there, just some dependencies. But I have a demo, and the idea is that I want to create some endpoint and then test it, implement it, and then review it. And let's run the application. It started quite fast. I had it somewhere there. Okay. I think this was wrong. So this is a post request. Let's check that the endpoint does not exist. So you see it's saying 404 not found, and forget as well. That doesn't matter because it's dark. Save. So not found. Good. So I will ask. I use OpenAI Codex for my work. A Codex used for my work when I use working on my own projects. For when I work for a company, I use Copilot. But in Copilot you can also use codecs, so, but not the latest version. So here's my prompt for my story. So it looks something like this. I'm saying that act as a senior backend engineer. You gives him some role, give him some context, create user story, saying what you want to do, say the idea, say behavior. It's quite specific here, but I think that at that point most of us know what I want. But we could leave it for him as well to figure out how this should be done. And then we say what we want to see. We want to see user story, we want to see acceptance criteria, technical notes, and we say keep it short. And I say prepare a markdown document as well. Because we will use it as a reference. So what I do, you just... And I think, I believe in Copilot you can actually prepare these prompts redefine these prompts for different tasks. For example, Visual Studio right now you can actually create agents and say this agent is like for test creation, this agent is for story creation, etc. This is basically pre-prompted agents. Yeah, you need to give some time to think. And what I like here is that he's actually saying what he's doing, and you can see the reasoning. And for example, if you see that he doesn't do something that you expect from him, you can go through that reasoning and try to guide him or give a direction. So he created my registration service MD, probably. Yeah, preparing the Markdown document here. Let's see. So what he have prepared is this user story. As a client application, I want to create a registration for given user ID. So this is the type. Then we have pretty clear acceptance criteria here. This helps when he will need to create tests, because then he can, based on this, you can see what tests should be created there. Some technical notes, you should review them carefully. And yeah. So next step would be create tests for that. And also I have prepared prompt for that. Basically, these prompts, I was using AI to help me to prepare these prompts. I was saying, I need it to be tested, so please give me some prompt for that. What was interesting when I was working with that, he prepared basically this one. Then when I asked him to create a test, what it did, there wasn't this part about important. What it did, it created a test and created the implementation already in that test as a nested class. And I have noticed that before in my work as well. When you ask him to create tests, mention that do not touch any other tests. Do not implement new implementation. Tests should fail. These kind of things, because he tries to do everything already for you. He's very good. Tries to be very. So, yeah. These things, this could be your template, and as you go, just improve it by every iteration as you see, as you fit, and each project could have the separate, different approach there. So I copy it here, and again I will probably definitely add this registration service MD that is there. This is for reference for him, and let's see. one more important thing. It's good to work in separate branch, of course, as we all know, so we can see what changes are made there. And of course with the Git. So here he explains. He's a very good boy. You see, he launches this test and checks if it, if it works. I probably want to stop for application. Maybe you have questions, because we have a spare minute. Yes, please.
Do you agree that right now is no longer needed to write this persona because it's not working very well, and it's better to just don't do certain things? For example, don't use certain solution.
You know, identify you are senior developer, you mean something like that, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, but it depends. I don't know, from the model. If you feel that it doesn't work for you, maybe you want a more deeper knowledge, so for him to give you, maybe that makes sense, but you need to experiment.
Because basically I experimented, I excluded.
Yeah.
It's not effect, at least at last models.
Yeah.
And effect very hard, and hard-hitting effect is when you set limitations. Because then he usually stop
Yeah.
in certain places or go some other ways.
Yeah, I have to be honest, these things evolve every day. It's very hard to follow everything there. For example, GPT-5.4 came out on Sunday or Saturday, they announced it. And the initial part I was preparing on 5.2 initially. Then I switched to 5.3. 5.3 didn't give me the things I wanted, so I went back to 5.2, then I skipped to 5.4. 5.4 works better, but these are small things, you know. And then there are other models that do some stuff better than this one. So.
I have comment about it. Sometimes, at least previous iterations, it was basically you needed to give newest ChatGPT model at least 2 or 3 days to make major.
Yeah.
Right now, it's basically from the start and old models.
Yeah. It's slower. Yeah. I mean,
not slower. They basically don't return these answers. They miss a lot of text. I have impression that they basically cut resources to these models. And
oh yeah, I don't know. To be honest, in my work I work with in Copilot. I use also Codex, and home I use Codex. There was one project that I wrote on anti-gravity. If you know anti-gravity, anti-gravity is Google product, and it was so amazing. I spent all my tokens in a couple of days, in 2 days probably. Then I went to buy more. But when I reviewed my code, I was like, this needs to be rewritten because I went full, you know, this vibe code. No, doesn't touch anything. Just give him directions. Go there, do that. I needed this POC to be, you know, running. I made it to be running, but it wasn't supportable. So then I need to figure out some way. You know, we need to go back to basics, to TDD. You know, to put some guardrails. And with that, it doesn't make. I think this doesn't make very big sense here to put some role there, because we are guardrailing the work that we need to be done. And when this is a small chunks, it's easy, I think. So we have, we have new files. Let's see what we have seen here. Where is my test? Ah, here it is. It's not added. That's why. So it has created. We will try to make it larger a little bit. Come closer, people. Don't be shy. So it made it basically something that is called BDD. It's basically behavioral, the behavioral driven development. Because here we are interested in testing the whole component and see how it saves the data and gives it back. And what we have here, we see that it decided to use this kind of. I prefer Gherkin. He decided to do this kind of name for the methods. But these are small adjustments that we can put in our later in our prompt to make it the way we want. So we have here a test. Let's see if it works. It looks like it does what it needs to be done there. Wait a minute, where is my launch? But to be honest, when I tested back home, I liked it. Those tests better. No, it generated something different there. But again, as I said, it's every time it's different, and you need to be open to that. I think Alex, the one who created this open cloud, as he mentioned when he was on the with Alex having this conversation about this open cloud, he mentioned that as a CEO you must be open to different kind of engineering practices and the way different people look at the code. We don't. Everyone tries to make it better, but everyone sees this better in their own way. So we have to be open that this could be a little bit different than we prefer. Yeah. Question?
Why?
Why?
Why we should be open? Why? Basically, the goal is to create a code that we used to do basically, and we should
support.
We should create a prompt and explain him to generate a code that like we do this code.
Yeah.
So then it means that if he generates something different and we don't like it,
we can change
then why we should be open to this
we can change the code.
Yeah.
We can change the prompt.
Yeah.
But there could be change in details. Maybe something like the naming conventions or that kind of things. But these also could be tweaked around. It's just what I'm saying is that for me, I have a colleague, for example, in my current squad, and we have a lot of time, debates. What is better, to go this way or go that way? And this is the holy word that's happening all the time. I have seen it every team that I work for. But it's not because it's because we are trying to make the code better as we see it. It's not always our way. It's the only way,
But I mean in that, for example, imagine in your project, if you work in enterprise and big project, you have some coding guidelines.
Yes.
And if you have 10 developers and every time they write code and generate PRs with different code styles, it will be a mess. So
that's why we need to. Yeah. That's why we want to. That's why we want to tweak those prompts and use those guidelines there in those prompts. And we have to say, But again, still, even if you have prompts, it could, drift away a little bit.
You just basically add your guidelines inside prompt and prompt him to follow it, and he will follow it. Sometimes even too strictly.
Okay, let's add implementation then. We have something in there, so I have the implementation prompt here. What I have written here is, my assistant written here is that implement minimal Spring Boot code needed to satisfy these tests. And this is what it's all about. When we're doing TDD, we want to implement we want to implement something simple, something maybe not efficient, not very good, but it works. This is the first iteration always. Ooh, we have more files coming in.
A lot of files to review.
Yeah. So keep in mind, this is super simple implementation. Create endpoint and retrieve information from its CRUD. This is the simplest thing that could happen. Could be written there, I think. And think about it again as a junior developer. Don't be, it's okay that he doesn't know everything and that he doesn't understand the whole thing. But for simple stuff, we can do this. So let's see what he has implemented there. And now we see we have some sort of registration here, entity. Interesting. Right now he used Slumbook, nice. Some controller here. So yeah, he created DTOs inside controller. Not nice. Yeah, some stuff here. But let's see if those tests work. Let's see if they actually work and test it manually.
Some developers after this already create pull request.
Yeah, yeah. But it's in theory, yes, that should be enough. You have a test, it works. But then you need to review your code. This is the most important part. People will probably skip this because, okay, it's working, cool. And I will create pull request and my colleagues will review it, spend time on it, will review it and give me directions. But the important part about TDD is that you need to refactor it. And this is people that forget to do. So it's running. I did the wrong thing there. So yeah, I want to create this record there. So it's created, and then I want to retrieve it by ID. Yeah, I have it. So it works. That's good. And let's ask him to do some verify that we have implemented what we wanted there, and see what it will say. So I have prepared a couple of prompts here as well. So one is the prompt. One will check that initial story and check what we have implemented there, and it will say if it's okay or not. This is something that would probably will happen in the GitHub also, and he verifies that. And for Copilot in GitHub, you can write, as I said, instructions and detailed instructions. What should take a look into it, and what should be, how it should work. Maybe more questions? Yes?
I have one question. You told that you are generating the prompts by AI, you are generating tasks by these prompts, then you are generating prompts for next by AI,
Exactly.
then you are generating tests by AI,
Yes.
then you are generating code by AI,
Yes.
then you are checking code review by AI,
Yes.
and probably after all you are accepting the pull request. So I just have a question. Isn't it too much trust for the tools that can give some random thing? Because if you are doing the whole workflow by AI, then probably there is some problem because you doesn't do any step of the workflow by yourself. So it's kind of...
I'm in the middle. I'm the one who is the main work here is review this all and make sure that it has done what you want there. But
no, you are reviewing only the things that is not related to development. You are reviewing the prompts, for example.
No,
you are probably reviewing the code after he reviewed.
No, we in the enterprise that I work for, we are reviewing all PRs as well. It's just additional step that takes a little bit off our load of our work. It highlights some specific stuff maybe that we couldn't recognize. But, people are very bad at such reviewing things because they can skip a lot of things. To be honest, when I review pull requests, I don't pay attention to naming so much. I more look at the design decisions that people take and try to see that in the big picture how it fits in our application. I'm worried more about that than specific implementation, let's say. Then I'm giving a little bit freedom there and let the tool check this out, and then we have instructions actually, and we can improve them as well. As again, this is a more iterative process where you repeat and come again to that file. So he have give me some findings. We have some medium, low. So Postgres accepts persist invalid user values because there is no request validation. So you see there are some improvements that he suggests, and we don't have to pay for Copilot. We can use just Codex there in our code. Yes, because we are cheap. Yes, and I will skip this for now, and maybe one more thing that I'm more interested in how this new code corresponds to our clean code concepts, principles, and how it works all together. So that's why we can have again some additional.
Excuse me, question about the findings. So it means that he implemented from the user story, and then he finds some mismatches.
Yes, he finds some problems there. He reviews his own work.
No, I understand,
but remember that AI is a statistical tool again.
Yeah.
It doesn't have I created. That's why I have to. It's perfect now. It's not. Doesn't work like that. That's actually good that he does that.
It's actually bad because we should find it by our review on the steps earlier.
By our review, you mean when I...
You said the man in the middle when we review
Yeah,
its work.
acceptance criteria, you mean?
So
Yeah, sure, yes. Yeah, remember, in all these steps there must be, so there is an analyst, there is the QA engineers, there are a lot of people that actually do the work that we need to rewrite. It just helps us to come to the goal faster. Yeah, I wanted to see what it will find if I ask him to review solid and stuff. So there is more. We got some 2 million, 3. But the first time when I was implementing, there was more. Again, every time it will be different. But it gives us clues. It's better than nothing. Yes, okay. That's about my super simple demo and the concept here that I wanted to show you. I have a couple of more slides. Please bear with me 1 second. So, tasks that where AI is very helpful. As I mentioned, you can throw at him logs, you can throw at him stack traces. Super easy to, very good at it. Recently I had this, I needed to configure this Splunk reports and dashboards. Very easy to work with AI. It's very helpful. Because these are queries. For that kind of thing, he is very good. Basically, also DTR generation. Have you tried to use it for that? Because yes. It's very good. Because what I'm doing is I'm copying this into memory, and you just can paste it in the same file, comment it out, and he will be finally picking it up. You can only copy it. You had a question?
I said it is. I said it's.
Yeah, very good. Okay, yeah. ADRs. We are doing ADRs. Yeah. Have you heard about the architectural decision for sir? Records. Yes. Yes, we're doing ADRs all the time. It's a good stuff, not all the time, but for important things, when we choose directions. Very helpful. Now we don't have to write a lot. We just need to take a decision and give enough information for that. Security considerations. So, of course, this is, I think that everyone here understands that no secrets, no uploading proprietary code, and follow those policies that company had. What I have noticed when you use Copilot Enterprise Edition, they also set some guardrails. So it works somehow between my prompt and the actual LLM in the middle. I have seen that some of my prompts been cut down because they are giving some information that shouldn't be done there. So sometimes this will happen, but there are some guardrails. And where AI struggles and where are we as a developers good at the big picture and understanding business needs, understanding our client and translating client needs to our software. This is what we should do. We are engineers. We engineer solutions. We are not coders, especially today.
Prompt engineers.
Yes. Final thoughts. As I'm working with AI more and more, I feel that some techniques have become more relevant today when they was introduced back in the day. For example, test-driven development and behavior-driven development. This is very important. This gives us these guardrails. And IE is actually my pair programming companion. He's like extreme programming is back. So this is what we are doing and we will be doing probably. And yeah, I think that's all from my side. Thank you. Yes, questions.
Few questions. Yes, regarding the, I noticed that you kind of white code when you post a prompt inside and you wait for its result.
Yeah.
So you're not asking him, for example, I always ask, present a plan before you do something.
Yeah.
So just to verify all the steps are necessary. Yes. So it saves some time for me to revert work. Do you think it's useful or?
This is an interesting topic because with OpenCloud, this kind of style. It's like old, but I understand what they're talking about because when I was using anti-gravity, I really like this idea because this is similar as like having a pull request from some junior developer, and then I review what he will do. When you work on a small chunks like this works, and probably this is a good approach. But when you have, when I was working with this anti-gravity tool and doing real, like vibe coding, all the things, then this pull request is becoming really large, and then it's very hard to follow the important stuff. But when you're doing this, like test and then implement, I think this, yeah, you can do this, and I think it makes sense there.
Okay, thank you. And another question regarding choosing the model. You said that this codex is cheap, or what do you say?
Yeah, the interesting thing is not cheap. Everything
comparing to Copilot.
Yeah, everything costs right now, but it's very cheap comparing to what it costs to companies, to run this. So we should definitely use it. Why I use Codex? Because I have a key in a for ChatGPT, and I can use this ChatGPT key to work with AI tool that is created by IDEA, so I can use it. I can inject that key there. I don't have to pay for Copilot license.
Okay.
You can pay for Copilot and then use different modules. But I like, to be honest, I like OpenAI. I use it web interface. I use it for researches and different kind of things. I was looking for parts for my car.
And comparing, so for example, you're using this JetBrains ID. It has its own AI tool, like Juni, and have you used it?
Not yet, not yet. Okay. I heard about this from the guys previously. I will check it out. Yeah.
So how many more questions do we have?
Yes.
Have you tried cloud bot agents?
Sorry?
Cloud bot agents.
Cloud bot agents?
Yeah.
No. Yeah, there are a lot of things, a lot of good stuff that is out there, but not everything is available in enterprises. And locally, I'm happy with Codex. So locally, I mean on my projects. Yes.
Can you go back to the previous slide about security?
Yeah.
So how many questions you will have? 1 or 7?
Okay, let's try one.
Okay.
The line about avoid uploading proprietary code, I don't understand because literally all we do is give source code as context, so we're uploading source code.
Yeah, this is more about, for example, you have both your ChatGPT key and you're using this for these kind of things. Then that would not be okay with the company because you actually are sharing their code. When you use Enterprise Copilot, Enterprise editions, then I think they have in the backend, I think they have some sort of isolated space and additional guardrails to those. I hope they have isolated space, but at least they are covered by agreements. Here I won't talk about that if you go to the web and don't paste there your code, that kind of things. But you're right. We need to share, otherwise it will not work. That's why when you work with on companies' behalf, think about it.
Yeah. Thank you.
And Maris, last question from Maris.
Regarding when you generated some new content, you didn't make some comments or something like that, and I want to ask a question about, does you commit on each prompt, or you are somehow otherwise optional review the part that he was made? Because sometimes first prompt is creating some file, second prompt is editing this file, and if you don't commit it, then it won't show that it will affect the file that you don't expect to affect. For example, it fixes the test inside. Yes, to suit the needs. So he made the decision, and after adjusted the tests, and you won't notice if you won't give a new commit because all files
Yes.
are free. So
Yeah,
how
no,
you can-
normally you will do on each step because you have version control that can, then you can track back everything that has been done. Yes, you're right. Just for demonstration purposes, I didn't go to that. I just wanted to go through it and that's it, yeah.
So we finish here. Thank you.
Thank you.
Chocolate, as promised.
Thank you.